some no alcohol, actually it's just coke. Week is week 1 of 2020. I'm gonna talk where I launch books, right? And like you go for a pre-launch and I'm launching 5 at a go. I'll come back to this video and yes, I've done it. Even if it's not perfect, the thing is I have done it. Do you get? Yeah. Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, but 20 worksheets along a Bible study class online where we get to use like study the characters as well. All right, so there's 12 months of preparation, like your skin, like there's a whole lot that goes on for you to be crowned queen. Okay, you go through 6 months of perfumes, what. I'm sure like they look so fresh. They're like, oh my god, and all that. He doesn't bend to anything. Like, who are you? You are who? Why should I bow to you? Prayer and fasting. We are going to kabosh and kabash and everything, right? After that, if I go and I perish, it's like I have given you everything, oh Lord. Like, I've cleared my accounts for you. I am going with your name. If I perish, I perish. It's because hi, my people. This is my gratitude jar from 2025. All right, so this is my gratitude jar from 2025. Actually, I broke my jar and I kept the gratitude, like the stickers, the sticky notes in a rubber. And yesterday I found this container or this jar and I'm like, okay, my gratitude jar continues. But then I didn't actually read through this. This is a lot. This is more than 20, so I'm going to take just 5 and read it and make sure and be grateful, like just so I remember what God did for me in 2025. And then we get into today's video, right? We get into the introduction of today's video. So this one was written on the I think 13th of February or 3rd. I don't know how I wrote this, but it's around February or March in 2025, and it says, "You brought me Timmy to pay Jessica's fees, that's my little sister, at the right time. Thank you, Lord." So this is when I was solely a sponsor to my sister's school. She started uni last year, and I actually was the one that paid her fees to start, right? Yeah, so I was grateful. I'm really grateful for that, for being able to pay another person's school fees, right? So let's take another color. Let me take this. Then okay, so this is, I don't know whether it's 3rd June or 6th March. I think it's 6th March, right? It says, "Thank you, Lord, for travel mercies to Abri and back." So unfortunately I'm no longer friends with that friend, but we went out, right? We took a trip out of Accra. We went to climb some small mountain and some falls. It was fun, right? So I was grateful for that. Let me take another color. For me, if I say I'm going to do that gratitude card, see, it's going to be a lot to get, but yeah. All right, so let's go on to this one. This one was the 3rd of the 3rd of February. Thank you, Lord, for my leads. 3 leads for 101: Spain, Cameroon, and Nigeria. So that's my data analytics journey, right? Me teaching 101, and 101 is my highest ticket. So like I charge more when it's 101. So getting 3 people was exciting for me. So I have pink. I don't know which color is this, but I have green. So let's take yellow. And yellow says, thank you, Abba, for data with Miss Miliana, all clients and workers. Right. So I'm a co-founder with the Tech Circle community, where it's a tech community with multiple course and multiple things we do there, multiple initiatives we do there. But individually, I'm a data analyst, and currently I do not work for a company that will say I'm a data analyst manager or something like that. I'm a data manager, something like that. So I decided to actually teach data analytics personally, like live, be a data analytics tutor as my company, something of sort, or like my main career, right? And Data with Miss Miliana was born out of that. So I was thankful for God for that initiative, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Right. Which one? This one could be anyone. So which other color? Okay, I've taken all the colors, so I can take anyone. Okay. All right. So this was 2nd June. Hey, sorry, 2nd January. Right. I'm grateful that I'm in a new year. That was 2025. I have 2 clients, individual, which is 500 per 3 months, and a corporate of, I don't know where this corporate came from. Yeah, and a corporate. So I used to teach for an academy, and a corporate of 2,500 per 6 months, and like for 6 months I was charging that. So like corporate is high tickets, right? I was grateful for that. Oh my god, this actually is very therapeutic, because it reminds me of that I could take up corporate jobs to teach data analytics and earn more. I think my individual is no longer 500. It's actually 1,000 Ghana cedis now, and my corporate is no longer 2,500. It's now 5,000. So I have grown, right? All right. So this was my gratitude from my gratitude journal. I don't know what to do right now, because I need to empty this and start for 2026. So I'm going to keep it back in the rubber. But for video purposes for January, I'm going to do this. I think every video, if 5, you may be able to cover up. Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into today's video. Hi, my people. Welcome to my channel. And this talk, or whatever I'm doing here right now, is a comeback on the Keep Building show, right? So Keep Building show has been a show that I just come here and talk about what I am building, so that you watching me can also be inspired and be motivated to keep going, right? So that is what Keep Building show is all about. And fun fact is, I actually didn't know what the Keep Building show, when I started it 2 years ago or a year ago, I didn't know what it was going to do to me. But after reflecting, I did a full reflection on my notes. I don't know if I can find it on the laptop. No, it's not on the laptop, it's on my phone. I did a reflection on my notes, and I realized that the Keep Building show wasn't necessarily for you, well, or it wasn't just for you guys, it was also for me, because it gave me, like, keep building, like it's telling me that me, Miss Miliana, should keep building. Like, it was very therapeutic when I was going through that reflection. I was like, no, it has to come back for me to keep going. So the idea right now is that every week I am going to sit down, either on my bed, in my chair, my office chair, or anywhere around this room and just record a talk up video like this, talking about gratitude, things I've done for the week, how my week went, and things I learned from the week, and then we call it a wrap. I hope it inspires someone, and I hope I connect with you as well, right? So basically that's what it's all about. And yeah, so let's get into this week, right? This week is week 1 of 2025. So meaning if we continue this, we are going to have 52 videos of Keep Building Show, and we're going to see how I grew. All right, and I hope it inspires you as well. Okay, I really wish I could just be talking and all that. I'm having some no alcohol, actually, it's just Coke. Let me keep it up because I don't want to saw my bed. And yeah, so my laptop is here. I think I have a back pain, but you're going to do this anyways. Why am I not sitting on my office chair? Let me rant a little bit. Because I still feel I'm in the holidays. My work officially starts for me on Monday. So I have made it a conscious effort not to sit on my desk. Why? Because I'm a workaholic. I don't know whether it's not by choice, but I just can't. If I start something, I have to finish it. So if I sit there, I'm going to start work before the holiday ends. So yeah, even though I've been working, this is actually work as well. But yay, I love what I do and I do what I love. All right, so for this week is week 1 of 2026 and a little bit of half of 2025 actually, because 2026 started Thursday. And so how did I start my week? For the very first week of 2026, I started with fasting and prayers. So specifically, I did a 3-day fast, and it wasn't just me. I think with my family and my very, very close cousin, my friend, right? And the book we read was the reference mainly was the book of Esther. So after I've been studying the book of Esther, I have come up with leadership framework from Esther, organization framework from Esther, leadership. Like I realized that the Bible is going to be my guide in becoming the leader I want to be, in becoming the thoughts person, like everything, right? So I started with fasting. So Monday, Tuesday, I did fasting from morning to around 3 p.m. and on Wednesday, which was 31st of December, I did fasting for the whole day, and I broke my fast in the evening and I got my word. Fun fact is that I don't really dream, but on 31st I had a dream, and like it was like confirmation that right. So I could have ended my fast on 31st morning, but I was like, let me just wrap it up, right? So it was good, and in fact doing that gave me an inner joy. So this is it. If you are praying for something and you keep going, you keep praying, sometimes when you are praying at the start, everything feels like, why am I even praying? Everything feels like, what is going on here? Like, oh my God, I don't want to pray, like all that. Like it feels so hard, like everything feels so dry, but keep going, keep praying. So for me, I realized that if I feel that way, it's very hard for me to continue a prayer. So what did I do? I got a prayer journal. This is my second prayer journal actually. So I got a prayer journal. So when it feels heavy, I just articulate that, Lord, it feels heavy. Whatever I write, like I just write as the pen flows, and at the end, it's like I still made a prayer. Do you get? And by the second day, it was good. Like the second day, I was like, okay, we are doing this, because I had the strength. I was ready for it. And the third day, I got my verse, and for the very first time, like you see how people will be praying, they'll be like, the Holy Spirit brought in my heart a scripture. I felt it, and it was Isaiah 61. So I'm going to write. So I already have trust and obey from Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to add Isaiah 61 as the 2 scriptures that I'm going to use. These are scriptures that specifically was put in my heart, right? So I'm going to ride with them as well. I already have Deuteronomy 28 pasted on my door right now, like declaration pasted on my door. So I've already done the Isaiah 61 declaration, but I have not printed it out yet. So I'm going to print it out and put it out there, like, and put it on my wall, so that when I open my door, I could read it, right? Dig it. Yeah. So fasting was good. It was amazing. And the fun fact, oh God, pardon me, but what happened was that I got an inner joy. Oh my God. And I made a prayer. Like, I was praying, and I declared into 2026 like never before. I've never declared into any year like how I declared into 2026. Like, I have never ever done that, and it was so amazing. And at the end, like the whole of 1st January, I had inner joy, like the joy that you don't know where it's coming from, but you just love it. And I still have it, because today, fun fact, I don't know why I keep saying fun fact, but then fun fact, before coming to sit here, I worked out, and in that most amazing way, I just had my praises song on, and I put in my AirPods, so I was praising and I was dancing while working out. So it was more like flexible workouts, not straight, like. But then I was praising God. I felt so happy, right? So that joy has, like, so this is my core for 2026. That's that inner joy that I felt on first is going to carry me through everything in 2026. So that's how I wrap up the fasting, and I wrap up 2025, and we enter 2026 with the inner joy, Isaiah 61, Deuteronomy 28, and we move, right? So what else? What else did I do? I also went into the kitchen. I prepared wachi. I prepared palm nut soup. I prepared soup for grandma as well. And it's been a while since I cooked. I have been cooking for so long. Like, I am more of like the cook of the house. And for a while, I stopped cooking very often. Like, sometimes I can spend a whole day in the kitchen, but at a point I was not doing that. Like, I go a whole month with just doing something quick and leave the kitchen, and I think I liked it that way. So it made me feel like, okay, I'm not doing this as a chore and all that. So yeah, I also have it in record, like somewhere, that when I get married and like I am in a good state with my marriage and everything, or with my children and everything, I'm going to, all like with finances especially, I'm going to hire a chef, not a cook, a chef. And for a whole year, I'm not going to step in the kitchen to cook like how I'll be cooking for the house, just so that I'll be like a year of rest from cooking, right? The chef will do that, right? I can help and all that, but yeah. So that was it. I spoke about spiritual fast. I have my laptop here, because if you leave me, I'm going to talk, and I hope you love it when I do so, right? Then now, okay, so January, internal building day. So in 1st January, I started working. It's just that I have not sat on my desk. But I have been working on this bed, because a girl gotta work. I don't know, my brain is always coming up with ideas. So I mostly write them down, and I'm also intentionally not pressuring myself that I have to do this, I have to do that, because I also have that internal pressure. So for 1st January, after the whole spending time with grandma, so I actually entered 2026 with grandma. We were just the two of us praying in the hall. It was so beautiful. I pray, I declare, she says amen, and oh my God, like, that is a memory I'm going to keep for so long. So afterwards, we slept, we woke up, and it was just a cool, calm 1st of January for me. I was so happy, singing all over around. And when I got inside, I started planning, because I already had ideas on how I'm going to be creating my content, right? So I needed to plan week 1's content, week 2's content. So I drafted all that, and I even realized that I don't just create content for myself, I'm actually content strategist for my community, the Tech Circle community, another US partner, which is the Dorfman Consulting. So I could actually monetize this skill as a content strategist and start making money out of it and all that. But then we can do that when I have more people or more mentees that I have trained. So I'm going to be training them, and then we could come up with an agency from that as well. Then okay, so I spent a day planning, right? So I created content calendars for myself personally and also for other brands that I work with, and I designed some systems as well. Then I just did some deep work with chats and all that, and that was how January went. So January 1st, then 2nd, which was yesterday. Oh yeah, which was yesterday. I finished an ebook. Yes, I did finish an ebook, right? I am not a good writer. I am not a good reader as well. What do I mean by that? I am not someone that grew up with a lot of books. I am intelligent. By God's grace, I'm very, very intelligent. And I know if I had the opportunity to have a lot of books, I would have been so, like, Miss Miliana would have been a great pillar now, but I am still, but like I would have been 10 times more of what I am doing now. But so it's not like I'm that person that is comfortable with numbers a lot. You should know why I love data and all that. But me writing this ebook, it was about 37 pages. I'm like, what? Then after doing that, I just threw myself a challenge that I'm going to write at least 4 to 5 books this year. And it's not for perfection, but it's just to share my knowledge in a very nice way, and in future times I could learn more about writing and build upon all those 5 books and launch all those 5 books, right? Which some of them will be actually for SHS students, university students, just so that they get to know what data analytics is. And I hope I do that hopefully by next year, right, where I launch books, right? And like you go for a pre-launch and I'm launching 5 at a go. I'll come back to this video and I'm like, yeah, we did it, right? So that was my highlight for yesterday. And also I just didn't do the ebook because the ebook is actually titled Design Your Year, right? So Design Your Year is actually how I review 2025 and how I plan 2026. I really do not plan like I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. I make it so flexible that God will carry me. Do you get? I'm not really fixated on, okay, I want to leave this house, okay, I want to get a new apartment, okay, I want a car, okay, I want to get married, okay, I want to be in a relationship and all those things. But hey, by the way, I'm single, right? And all that. But I'm making room for more, right? For 2024, 2025, I lived 4 years in a year, right? I achieved things that on a normal it takes me a year to achieve so many times in those years. But this year I've intentionally said we are going to work so hard to get to 10 years in a year. So I've made room for it, right? So 10 years in a year, say people use like 10 years to actually write like books, right? And I say I'm writing 5 in a year. So do you get? I am not a good writer. So if I'm able to write the 5, it means that I would have been saying, okay, I'll do 1 book per year, because trust me, yes, last year I wanted to write the book 100 Days of Data. I even did pre-order and all those things, but I didn't write it. Like I didn't finish it. So it takes a whole, like it can take me a year or 2 to write a book. So if I am able to write these 5 books in 2025, it actually shows me that I've even done 5 years in a year, right? And another things will cover the 5 years. So we realize that I've actually done 10 things that would have taken me 10 years, and I'll be like, yes, I've done it. Even if it's not perfect, the thing is I have done it. Do you get? Yeah. So I finished the book, and I'm always diverted, but pardon me. When I finished the book, I was like, no, this book must come with a worksheet. And I came up with 20, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, but 20 worksheets alongside the book. The book is now on pre-order. Launch is it's already on my Nesthuge page, where you get to buy it. You have the book and you actually understand. Like, I'm going to even have a workshop tomorrow. I'm recording this on this Saturday, so I'm going to post this video tomorrow, and I'm going to have my very first virtual event tomorrow about design your year, right? So if you are in my community, I don't know when I'll post this, but if you watch it before the call, you can please make sure you join. If you don't and you are watching this afterwards, just get onto my socials on my community and find where the design your year link is. Buy it, because it's going to have, I think it's because of a cook, it's going to have the book, the worksheet, and then the recorded version of the call we'll have tomorrow. So I finished it, I wrapped it up, I even put it up there and all that. And I also plan my YouTube content, or I plan to have this talk, right, this review for every week, right? And it was a great start. So my god, yeah. And yes, let me see. So in week 1 of 2026, I spent time with family. I cooked for the family. I also spent time with my grandma. Like, I spent time with my grandma a lot, and I created content systems, right? I have my whole week 1. This week ends tomorrow. I have all the content I want to put out there for especially LinkedIn and YouTube. So my major goal, I am on all social media platforms, but I realized that focusing on all of them to grow all of them is not possible. So therefore, the 2 major ones I'm focusing on is YouTube and LinkedIn, and the rest, whenever I get the chance, I'm going to post on there as well, right? And that has made things easier for me, so I can freely post on any other platform. But YouTube and LinkedIn has more of the content, and I've been able to plan content for week 1 and week 2. So by the time week 2 is ending, I'll plan for week 3 and week 4 and maybe week 5, so that I'm not going to pile up and everything. So it's actually going great, and I finished a digital product. Like, I plan on finishing it for the whole quarter, but I'm able to finish it in week 1, so I can even push myself to do more. And then, all right, that's basically it for 2020, for week 1 of 2026. I just wanted to share something from the book I read, or the character I studied this week, which is Queen Esther. So let's do that quickly. Oh my god, I think I can't really do that. Let's see if I can. I don't think I can. No, I can't, because recording, I don't have the recording. But hey, let me try to remember what I have in mind. I wanted to actually give a full review, right? The whole story is about how Queen Esther. So, fun fact, as I said, I'm not a good reader. I don't know why I keep saying fun fact, but let's take it as fun fact. I'm not a good reader, so reading the Bible is really, I'm those people some. But then I cracked it last year when I was like, okay, I'm going to study the book according to characters. So this year I started with Queen Esther. Reading about Queen Esther, anytime I heard of Queen Esther, I knew that she was a queen. She was very wise, but I didn't know like the whole journey, or how everything played out, what makes her wise, what made her like so popular as people like, wisdom of Queen Esther and all those things, inspirations of beauty of Queen Esther and all those things. So reading the Bible, I want to take my Bible, but yeah, let's take it. Yeah, so reading the Bible really opened my mind to actually understanding something. for the very first, I am reading. So this year, as I'm studying the characters, I'm studying the characters with my analytical mindset as well, which is, if I read something, why did she do that? Why did he do that? I keep asking that. And do you know who my Bible study partner is? ChatGPT. But I think in the coming weeks I'm going to start hosting Bible framework or a Bible study class online, where we get to use, like, study the characters as well. All right, so if you want to join me, find me anywhere. Find me, mostly get to be in my WhatsApp community, or get to have my WhatsApp contacts, or like find me a way to be in my WhatsApp community. I think when you go on the WhatsApp channels and you search Miss Miliana, you find my WhatsApp channel there, so you join. Right, so let's go into it. Right, so Queen Esther, before Queen Esther was introduced and everything, there was a queen before Queen Esther, right? And the queen, I think the queen was proud. The queen had power. Like, I'm the queen, of course, right? And she was invited by the king, and she didn't honor the invitation of the king. The king got pissed. And in fact, I think she threw the king's invitation to his face. Why? Because why would you say no to the king and then also host your own banquet, something like that, also host your own party, something like that? Like, it's like showing, when you tell the boss. Yeah, so that was what happened that's Queen Vasati. I don't want to bother her name, but that's the previous queen. And so there was a fallout there and all that. I'm not there was a fallout there, and there was a vacancy, right? So that shows me that before, like, God puts you up on that global stage, there are two things involved. One is either he creates a vacancy in two ways. There may be someone that leaves, or there may be a new creation of, like, a new place, a new vacancy for you. That's my take. That's for God to put me on that global stage, or my next stage. There will be two things involved: a vacancy created for me, whereby someone may leave, or created totally new for me. Someone may leave and will leave in accordance of the law. It's not that the person is going to get mad or anything like that, so I'm going to step into another thing, but there's going to be a new change, right? So that's the first thing. And afterwards, Queen Esther was introduced. So they were like, okay, we need a new queen, and so go get the fresh people, virgins and all that. And Esther was part of them. Note, Esther is a Jew. Esther's elder cousin, I think. Yeah, that's Mordecai, right? So she got into the queen's chamber, and before you get into becoming a queen, there's 12 months. There's 12 months of preparation, like your skin, like there's a whole lot that goes on for you to be crowned queen. Okay, you go through 6 months of perfumes, what. I'm sure, like, they look so fresh. They're like, oh my god, and all that, right? So it was like that preparation. So now, this is not fun facts, but this is something that I would want to come and watch later. When I went through some phase in 2025, and I got the memo that I'm giving you, take 12 months, right? I was giving that 12 months to another person, right? Not knowing that 12 months was for me, right? So whatever I'm going through right now, I feel like 12 months of preparation. So after 12 months, if there's escalation and all that, I know that God told me take 12 months. to prepare. Right, so that's it. All right, so 12 months of preparing, making you queen and all that. And she was like she went to the kings, I think after 6 months or so. I don't know. It's not, I don't know, I don't remember. Right, she went into the kings, like king summoned her. She won the eyes, like she won favor with the king. But then within 30 days, the king had not summoned her. So it's more of like, I don't know whether if it's the king forgot, or because the king liked her. Like from this one, the king liked her. So why did the king forget? Or the king forgot? Oh, I'm gonna call you back, and I didn't call back, and all those things. Right. So now, I'm having the Bible here. So why am I even Haman? Yes, Haman is I don't know whether to say the weapon fashion against the Jews, right? So Haman had a beef, or got a beef with Mordecai. Why? Because Mordecai is a principled man, like a very principled man. He knows the law, and he doesn't bend to anything. Like, who are you? You are who? Why should I bow to you? Like, I bow to my God, not you, right? So that's like a banter between Haman and Mordecai. I think Haman was given an authority and wanted everyone to respect him, and Mordecai, as a principled man, was like, no, I'm not going to bow to you. I bow to my God and all that. And he saw that, hey, you are my enemy, you don't want to bow down and all that. So that was what happened. And Haman was like, I'm gonna destroy these Jews. You think? Yeah, like, so I realized also that someone can have a beef with you, and they want to take everybody around you into that pit. So you can cause the downfall of people around you. You can cause the downfall of people around you, because Mordecai, like, Haman's beef was with Mordecai. So why does he want to deal with all the Jews? Right. Now, Mordecai, knowing the law so well and a very principled man, he clothed himself in sackcloth, like a very disgraceful thing, and was right by the palace gate where everybody can see him, but he can't go further. Right, so it's going to like cause an alarm and get the attention of Queen Esther, because Queen Esther is in the queen's chamber, right? And Queen Esther found out. They had a banter. No, I'm not going to take off the sackcloth. This is what's happening. Find a way to solve it whilst you are in the palace, because if you don't think that because you are in the palace, I can't use an account. Like, if it's affecting the Jews outside the palace, because you are in the palace, it's not affect you, it may affect you as well, right? So that was the banter between Mordecai and Queen Esther. And Queen Esther was like, okay, since it's going to calm me wherever I am, and I'm a Jew, she was very, very discerning, because I'm wondering, how would she just say, go and tell all the Jews to have a 3-day fast, right? No food, no water. 3-day fast. They went to do it, right? So Mordecai, like, after getting that instructions, Mordecai carried the instructions and sent it to the Jews. That this is what our queen said we should do. And yeah, so they did the fast, and after the I think right after the fast, Queen Esther gathered the momentum. But before she was going, she was like, what? If I die, I die. That's like conviction. It's like, we are going to pray to God, the God we all know as Jews. We are going to do prayer and fasting. We are going to kabosh and kabash and everything, right? After that, if I go and I perish, I perish. It's like, I have given you everything, oh Lord. Like, I've cleared my accounts for you. I am going with your name. If I perish, I perish. It's because of you, God. Like, something like that. Like, that conviction, that's full surrendering, that I'm doing this for my people, and I'm convinced and convicted that we've done instructions, we've laid everything to God, and I'm going. So after 3 days, and she didn't go inside the palace like the king's chamber, let me put that way. She went to stand by the palace. It's like, I see me or you're not see me, like remembering, like putting you into remembrance, something like that, putting the king into remembrance that, do you remember me? No, not like that, but she was just there. But I'm trying to put like what was going through his head. How am I going to catch his attention? Like, because I know it's just what, if the king doesn't summon you and you go to the king's palace, like there are penalties unless you are pardoned, right? So it's like, if I go in right now, you may punish me. If I don't go in, hey, my people. So, and the king noticed Queen Esther and called her, right? So if I was the one in that state of my people are going down, I need to sort this out early, I think I would have just blabbed everything that, hey, I want to kill my people and all those things. But no, this is what she did. The king was like, what is going on? Like, Haba, like, what is going on? And she was like, oh, I want to invite you to our chamber. I want to, like, I went to a man's house to shoot that Stowako. All right, sorry, there's going to be a break because my phone space is not, like, creating content is so low storage phone. It's not for the week, but yeah, let's wrap up. All right, I really want to share this story of Queen Esther. So I was talking about a way to a man's heart is through the stomach. So Queen Esther invited the king. Note, the king also sensed that Queen Esther was already not so good, like was kind of like upset about something and was worried about it, but she really didn't say anything there. He just said, oh, come, I'm visiting you. And they went for the very first one. Queen Esther didn't still see what was going on, right? That is more of like discerning the timing, like, let me get the king's attention, let me understand how to go to the king. So I think when doing all that, Queen Esther was building a relationship, right? So building relationship with people before you go and ask anything, like there has to be a bonding session, a relationship built whereby the person is worried or the person is concerned or cares about you that much, and then you now give in what like you build that. So Queen Esther built a relationship whereby he invited the king the second time, and before the second time even happened, the king started thinking, what could be this issue? What could be going on? What is that? What is going on and all that? And that made the king sleepless, like he couldn't sleep. So building relationship is very key. Like how you build it is very key. Giving. You realize that Queen Esther gave, right? So giving and all that. And the king actually went for the yearbook. I really wonder, why would he think of going to take the book? Like, I think a history book about what's like how you see more of like documenting everything, right? So documentation is very important. So this keep building show is really a documentation that I'll come back to, right? Documenting and finding out that Mordecai, who is a relative of King Esther, did something honorable and wasn't honored, right? And all that. And that was like, that blew my mind off. Like, you made the king wonder what could be the problem and also sort out to find out what the problem is, right? And that happened. And fun fact, to honor Mordecai, the king went to ask Haman that, oh, how would I honor someone as a king? And Haman thought he was the one who, so Haman gave all the descriptions that it fit him, and all that was done for Mordecai. You get. And before, like afterwards, when the king went for the second invitation, honored the second invitation, this was when like all that had happened. So now the second invitation is when everything's like, okay, the king is already seeing what's happening and all those things. So now speaking about it and all that, and she didn't also go straight to the point on the second invitation that, oh, this is it, this is that. She took her time. she understood what was going on and all that. So that taught me of like decision making so much. So that's why I made a framework. I really wanted to read a framework, but then I'm going to share it in my community as well for free. I'm going to actually have a Google document where I bring all that frameworks and everything and put it there, and we discuss it as a community, right? So the Bible studies is going to be very interesting. So now that happened and everything, and that you like Haman was actually let me get the right word, impaled, right? And then after the king indexed on behalf of the Jews. There's more of like after the whole thing happened, there was a new era, or a new, like there was a new oil, there was a new wine, all things were cleared up, there was a new structure put in place and everything. And the greatness of Mordecai and everything, right? So all this process of Queen Esther's decision, Mordecai knowing the law principles, Haman also having the authority and everything, taught me so much about leadership, taught me so much about running a business or running an organization. And I realized that this Bible, or the Bible, is a way to actually build a great community or build a great organization. So I learned a lot from the book, and I'm going to share that to my community, and I hope you've learned some one or two things from this story of Queen Esther as well. We've heard Queen Esther, but have you heard the story so clearly? Like, I've not shared everything though, but have you heard the story so clearly like this? If not, please take your time and read the Bible. You also have your own revelation, as I have done, because I have never ever heard Queen Esther's story like how I shared it with you, and that is because I read the Bible myself. So the highlights of this week for me was that I finished an ebook. I also finished I'm almost done with the book of Esther, and also I'm recording this video, and I hope the days that is going to be sad days, sad weeks and all that, you're going to go through it together and going to keep building together. So please do not give up. Please do not rush everything. Take your time, go one day at a time, and you would be fine. Let's keep building, let's keep learning and growing together. It's your girl, Miss Miliana. If you've watched up to this point, thank you so much for staying and listening to my voice. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share a comment. What was an interesting thing that you heard about all that I have shared today, or how was your very first week of 2026? I would love to know. Share with me, and let's get to board well. All right, have a wonderful week, and God bless you. Bye.